So now we're in the Bloom Canada training room, and this is where we're going to do the final application, installation, and showing you the adjustments of the REVEGO Duo and the Uno in our system. As you see here, we have 3 cabinets. They're coincidentally 600 by 600 by 600, so we have an 1800 internal space. These are mounted true and square to our wall. This is kind of our anchor point. And from here, we're going to be installing the pockets on left and right side. What you'll see here is we see a variety of different holes because this facilitates us in the training room to install, remove, and just repeat and repeat. So that way we don't have to fix this semi-permanently or permanently like a cabinet maker would be when he does it on a site inside of a kitchen, living room, or wherever he's putting the REVEGO. So we're gonna start the process here by bringing in our pockets. We're gonna lay them in place, and then we're going to show them being leveled. Both left and right and front to back, as well as making sure that the 2 pockets are also equal in height, so that way they will match together once we are fully complete. So now that we've brought the REVEGO Duo pocket into place, we're going to use some system screws that will allow us to connect it in with a 2-part screw. This is very unique to our training room because we will remove and install this system many times during a training program. That way we don't need to permanently affix screws like you would if you were installing it into an actual home application. So from here, we will take a very long level. This one's a 2-meter level, which is highly recommended. Using a smaller bevel or small oil level system is good, but this is much better. And because of our core system inside, like I said, being already true and square, it makes life so much easier because this is setting up very level. As you can see now, the pocket is installed just on its own. We still have some more work to do when we bring the Uno over, and then we got to start putting the upper platform above that will be connecting the 2 parts. So now that we've got the Uno pocket in here, one thing you may notice is that we've got this set up with a toe kick application. When we do the application for the REVEGO, you're going to either do it with or without a toe kick. There's no way of combining both systems, but we were able to do it with our own planning to accommodate all the training scenarios that we can go under. So just checking the square with the 2-meter level to make sure we are square. We are square here, and we are square here. So now we're going to install the top cross panel, which would have our rail adjust for front to back on it. So in the Bloom training room, we have the ability to take this cabinetry apart multiple times. And we do that by putting in these quick connect fittings. So this is not something that a cabinet maker would incorporate because he would be then affixing the system more permanently, more decoratively, more aesthetically than we're going to. So we can still see all these parts where you wouldn't see it in your normal REVEGO application. So we'll lift this up into place. So bring it up over. Yep, now we're gonna just put it there. So now with this installed, you can sort of see that we have the Uno tip-on mechanism still here. So that's exactly where the Uno is going to be going, and the Duo on this side. So now we're going to install the cross rail above, but we still have to attach adapter in the corner. This is the locking device for the cross rail on the Uno side. I'm just going to install it now. So one of the other things that once this is all installed, we would be measuring it for height across the two panels. And because we have our core centerpiece, we know for a fact is true and level, and our screw points are, we're going to actually see with the level that it's actually still remains tall, it's true across. Just a matter of us taking a double check across the platform, and we're still seeing it as level, which is perfect. So now that the Pocket is installed, the installer will take the hideaway strip or the decorative strip that hides the hardware from the consumer. And it's removed very simply by pushing little tabs, and out it comes. So this is a carriage roller system that's going to pull the doors front to back. And we have to install this now while we're still accessible to everything behind here. When I do put it in place, it does go in firmly, but it does go in, and then once it's in, I can release this catch plate. So now we will install the cross rail for the Duo and Uno that the doors will track against. So now that we have both pockets installed, and we have the cross member piece and the latches installed, now we have the piece of the rail with the Duo and the Uno combination on it. Because again, it was installed and manufactured at the factory, all the things just going to click in. All I have to do now is install the door carriage. And it goes in very simply. With the roller now slid in, I do have to tape it in place because it does move very freely. So I will take a piece of tape just to secure it so it doesn't move while I'm moving up and down, as you can see. So now I'm going to take this, mount it up into place. This is where I installed the cover cap over the bracket. And secure the rail hardware. I'll then release this carriage's rollers, so they're now moving. I have my upper carriage up there taped and secured, and now all that's left to do is bring the doors in. So what I'm going to do with the doors, I'm going to bring them in as close as possible. I am mounting it from the inside, and there is enough space to put my hand in, grab the two doors, and then I will lift and put it into place. The detent clip I will lock into place. And now my doors are installed. I'm going to take my tape off my carriage, and the carriage system will tilt down. So I will now open the magnetic strip here that holds this in place. So now we have the Duo door installed. Now all I got to do now is insert the door into the pocket so I can put the cross valance on top. And how I do that is I have door retention clips that are keeping everything in the lock position. I'm just going to release them and then slide the door in. So now that I have the Duo door in the pocket, I'm going to take the portion that hides our rail, but also has the magnet for the tip-on system on it. And when I do install this, it's best that I come in from the top and push it in through the bottom. So now that we have the door actually installed, we just wanted to show you that once it's working, we'll just activate it. And this is a pure mechanical system, no motors, no electricity. So when it's open, I actually will finish by closing it. So I'm going to be putting the Uno door on next, so I'll just keep this in the closed position and bring in the Uno door. We start first by taking the hiding panel, the strip here that hides the hardware from the consumer, and that's simply by pushing the same clips like we had on the Duo out to pull the retention clips off. And we'll just move that to the side until we're done. Now I'm going to bring the REVEGO Uno door over, but first I have to remove the retention knurled knobs that will hold the door in place. So now that I've taken the top one off, I'm going to do the same with the bottom. And also what's good is they actually have a drop of thread lock on it, so once I do have the door installed, it's going to stay in place without any vibration coming loose. I'll just put them to the side and bring the door in. With the REVEGO Uno door, the hinge strip is in such a position that I have a nice place to put my hand, so that way I can lift the door up and put it into place. Now I'm going to bring it closer to the actual pocket, so that way it's not as far to lift and I'm more accurate with the lift point. So now that I've mounted the door, I'm just going to affix it with the knurled knobs that I've taken off previously. So now I've done the top one, I'm going to do the same for the bottom. Like the REVEGO Duo, we have retention clips that are holding the door in the open position. So now I'm going to release those retention clips so that way I can put the door back into the pocket. All right, so now that the door can be actually put into its pocket, that's what I'm going to do now. There's there, and with the Uno, when I activate it, it's just going to come straight out, and then I'm going to close it. So now I'm resting against that tip-on piston that was at the top, so when I release it, it pushes it open, and then I will take it and I will close it back in. So from this point here, now I'm going to put back those decorative strips that I had taken off because I'm complete with the actual installation. So now that I have the decorative strips to come back, I'm now going to place them back into position by just pushing them back into place where those clips were. There we go. All right, I'm inserting the hideaway strip into the Duo, similar to the way I did it with the Uno. And there we go. With those final pieces in place, now the installer is just going to close the doors to make sure everything's in alignment, and if there's anything that needs to be further tuned with regards to gaps or heights and measurements there, it can be easily done.